All right, this last tutorial for this week is going to be about switching chords. The way that we're going to play songs on the guitar is by being able to switch back and forth smoothly, quickly, accurately, efficiently between any two chords that we've learned. So you've got 5 chords. There are a lot of possibilities for changes in there. For example, you could switch now from the A to the C, from the A to the D, from the A to the E, from the A to the G. Then you could go C to D, C to E, C to G. Then you could go D to E, D to G, and then lastly, E to G. So I'm going through permutations here. This is a math concept, distribution, I guess it's a property of. So you could go A and C, A and D, A and E, A and G. Then you could go here, C to D, C to E, C to G. Then you could go D to E, D to G, and then E to G. And that covers all the possibilities of switches between those 5 chords that we've learned so far. That would be a very thorough way of practicing your chords. A simple way to do it this week is to just take a few, and I'll give you ones that I recommend that you practice because these are very common in songs. We'll start with A to E. This is a really common chord change in tens of thousands of songs. The way we're going to do it is we're going to do 2 things. First, I want you have to have these shapes memorized in order to even be able to practice what we're doing next. And that is, I want you to strum the chord, lift the fingers off, strum it again. Now, at first, you're not going to be able to do that most likely. What's going to happen is you're going to lift off the fingers and they're going to lose the shape and you're not going to be able to put them back down in the right place. So this takes practice. You're training your fingers to be able to stay in that shape. So at first it might look like that. You want to try to keep these locked together gently. Don't strain your hand, but it's as if you've got a little crazy glue stuck together. If you've ever had that happen, it's terrible. But it will literally stick your fingers together. So you want to think of it as being locked into that shape. Then when you lift off, they all go back down at the same time. So I'd like you to spend a minute a day at least just with each chord that you know, just doing that. And you may not be able to do it the first couple days. It may just lose the shape, but eventually your fingers will be able to stay in that shape. All right? Okay, so you can do the same thing with E, lifting off, trying to keep that shape. Notice I'm holding my shape by pressing my knuckles together. That's what's helping me keep it in that shape. Notice I'm not separated like that with all my fingers not touching. That's much harder to switch if I'm like that. So I want them up against each other so it helps to hold it into that shape, okay? So I want you to practice then with the E. Okay, then after you've done that, a minute or so, then what we're going to do is we're going to strum 4 strums on each chord. We're going to go back and forth with the A to the E. So here we go, 4 strums each, nice and slow. Play along with me when you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's A. Then I switch to E. Just try to jump there. Don't worry if it sounds rough or not. Then I go back to the A. Try to just keep that rhythm going. Not worry about the sound. Now I jump to E. I want all the fingers to land at the same time. Then I go back to A. The main thing is keeping that even tempo and keeping that strum going. What we don't want to do is get into the habit of pausing between every chord change. That's hard to undo. Then we'll end on A. Okay, I'm not going to go through every chord. I'll go through a set next week, but I've given you enough information. Here are the chord changes that I want you to practice this week. First of all, remember to practice each chord separately where you're just doing this, strumming it, lifting the fingers off, strumming it again. lifting the fingers off, strumming it again, maybe a minute a day on each chord. So that'll take you 5 minutes a day. It's really valuable though. Then 5 minutes a day, you can pick just 1 or 2 chord changes that you do the 4 strums each on. So we did A to E rather. Another good one would be to practice D and A back and forth, 4 strums each, keep it going. Also C to G, and you can do it with this fingering that I showed you or with the book. And another common one is G to D. So those 4 are really common in thousands and thousands of songs. So A to E, D to A, C to G, and G to D. Okay, so now that you've got more material to practice, you want to structure it so that you're working on some note reading each day and some chords and chord changes each day. All right, have fun. Let me know if you have any questions.